Good day and welcome back to the channel. Today we will be playing an all-star on the best of one ladder. Calix Enchantments. The plan is to get in early and beat them down with threats that just continue to grow. Starting with the 1-drops, we start with the Scroll. This will help keep our creatures safe and get it for damage in the late game. Next up is Audacity. Gives us trample and some card draw if the creature is removed. A single copy of Commune with spirits to help find land in the early game or an enchantment later. Generous Visitor is one that we are almost willing to mulligan to just to make sure we have it in the opening hand. The Jokai Naturalist's lifelink helps us keep the life total up and keep the costs of our spells low. Weaver of Harmony gives us an anthem to some of our creatures and helps trigger abilities more than once. The Kami of Transience is a good lure for our opponent's removal because of its recursive abilities. It'll also grow and has trample. The Companion is a great card. For 2 mana you get an enchantment, a body, and it replaces itself. Ossification is the go-to removal for in white and is in almost every deck running the color. As an enchantment, it is a no-brainer to run it here. Michiko is a late-game bomb after we fill the board with a ton of enchantments. After 2 turns worth of buffing we get a body that grows as we play more enchantments. A single copy of Katilda due to it only being good if we already have a bunch of enchantments on the board. And finally the namesake of the deck, Calix. He gives counters to creatures for enchantments entering as well as making copies of enchantments like Ossification or the Companion. Pretty straightforward on the mana base. The Iganjo and Bo1 for some emergency removal if we still have them in hand. For the dual lands we have the 4 fast lands, 3 slow lands and 1 pain land. And of course, some basics to attach the Ossification to. That's the deck. Now let's take it for a spin and see what it can do. If you think we'll do well, please give the video a like and maybe subscribe for all the wonderful MTG content that I put out. Game 1. Looks like a keep to me. We have creatures and enchantments. We'll start with the tap land because of no turn 1 plays. They play an island. Could mean a spell pierce. Not that it matters to us since we will be playing the Kami to start them growing and pass the turn. And they go for the Fading Hope at the end of turn. I think they should have saved that for when I go to combat. Okay, so now we see a swamp. Followed by the Virus Beetle. Not bad, but this is why putting the Kami back in my hand was a bad move. I can toss it now to get it back later. We will play the planes we just drew and follow it up with the Companion, which will draw us into a Visitor which we will play as well, and say go. Another swamp followed by the Trespasser. Well, so much for getting my Kami back. They swing with the Beetle but I'm not worried about 1 damage, and look what we have here. Let's play the Bo1 and play him out. Him being Calix. Because Calix is an enchantment the Visitor will trigger. We will add that counter to the doggo and on entry we'll give the Visitor 1 to even it out. Now we'll play the Audacity onto the doggo buffing it up enough to a powerful swing. We'll either take out the Trespasser or we will be able to copy something thanks to Calix. Win-win. Looks like they wanted to keep their creature. I think another body and some card draw is the better way to go. And more counters. Truly a wonderful card. The opponent drops an island and is inspecting our cards. I guess they didn't want us to give our creatures more counters. And there's a Kaito. A powerful Planeswalker with his +1 drawing cards so easily.
I'll do it myself. Our eyes are everywhere.
They decide to swing in with the Trespasser but I'll just let them through due to the amount of life that I still have. Now this is going to be an explosive turn for us. Let's start by getting out the Jokai Naturalist to reduce the cost of our other enchantments. Add a counter to the token thanks to Calix. Next we will play the Weaver to give a buff to all our creatures. A counter for the life linker seems like a good idea. And now we get a massive buff from the Michiko. Let's give it to the Trampler so they can't stop the attack so easily. I should have swung all out but I'm playing defensively on the off chance they can wipe the board easily. Calix will allow us to copy something after combat. I'm thinking that more card draw wouldn't exactly be a bad idea. More counters for the life linker. Kinda surprised they haven't conceded the game yet. Let's see if they can turn it around. Let's see if giving them the good game will spook them to scoop. Nope. They keep playing on. Admirable.
Now this is a juicy secret.
Okay. So they pass the turn with all their mana still untapped. Might have drawn the kill spell. Let's see if doubling the Michiko's triggers can end this. We'll buff the Naturalist and swing to hopefully gain a ton of life. Alright Captain. Let's see what you've got. We are about to gain so much life. They throw a chump in front of the Naturalist as expected. But unless they can remove the doggo, this game is over.
Oh, come on!
Really? Couldn't just go quietly into the night? Regardless, we now have 26 life, so let's dump our hand and make this board nice and wide. Counters, counters everywhere and all the 1-drops you could ask for. One for you. A little over here. And there it is. GG. On to the next one. Great opening hand. We even have the Scrav for protection. And on the field he goes. Another person playing with an island. Too bad there's number 1 drop counters for creatures in standard. Kami. Go. Normally, I would hold back the scroll for protection, but we need to send a message. Island go. Hoping this isn't the Jin Tempo deck. That's a deck that just fuels rage. Every pause on cast is nothing but anticipation. But with as many triggers as we have in this deck, you best believe that we're going to make them have lots of tough choices to make. Now we'll hold back the scroll for emergency protection from a fading hope. What the hell is that noise? I said, are you gonna be my girl? Anyway, I'm having a strong feeling this is the tempo deck. Was really hoping they would play a Jin there. Would have gave a great opening. Let's see if we can bait out a counter spell of some kind from them. Putting this on the Kami is like putting a head on a head, but it'll ensure we end up getting the Kami back if it goes to the grave.
I'm very excited now. The anticipation. Ooh.
Today, Junior?
Finally. A spell pierce. We could pay, but I think going for Michiko is the better option here. More counters. Okay. 2 spell pierce is a bit gratuitous, don't you think? Let's get in with the Kami and put them on a 2-turn clock. Consider. Nice. I have something you can consider. Like how you're going to win this game. Now's that's a lot of damage. They might have an answer that we aren't seeing yet, so we can't relax just yet. And there's a fading hope. Let's give it hexproof and pray they don't have another. No second hope, but they flood the board with Tolarian terrors. Man, seems like we are going to have a hard time removing them. Would be a shame if I could just attack them without being blocked. Looks like they saw the line as well. GG. On to the next game. Great hand. We keep. We see a Haunted Ridge from the opponent. Looks like we have a Rakdos deck to contend with. The real question is it a midrange deck or a sacrifice deck? Harvester is a great card, but that doesn't exactly help answer the question. Lots of good options to play, but truly you always want to get down the Kami as early as possible. Go ahead and just try to remove him. I dare you. Wait. No. Not him. I meant the other one. Might as well try to draw out another kill spell from them. Although they could have the Abrade to go for the throat, or a cut down is more likely, so let's say black. Oh fun. Another one. Now they have the mana for a cut down, so let's keep setting up and buff up the Kami at the same time. Well, now the Kami if out of cut down range. But I think we'll hold back for now and keep growing the board. Oh no. Why are you highlighting things over there? Why you gotta be like that? Who hurt you? Ha. They should have waited unit all my combat to go for the removal. Now I just get him back. Which is good because apparently land is not in my future. So we will play him back out and see if we can get them to keep playing all their cards. Man. Some real prejudice against the Kami. I think they are going to regret that in the long run. Oh look. Another Kami. Cruelty of Jix is a card for sure. Looks like Calix is going bye-bye. See? Let's see if we can draw a land. No. Apparently this dog likes to travel in packs. Searching through their deck, I would bet they are looking for a Shelly in that deck of theirs. Man. They are really considering their options over there.
2 hours later.
Finally. Let's see what we're dealing with. Really? Did they search for the same card? Well, have a look. I have nothing but gas in this hand, baby. That's what we like to see. More land to cast more spells. Let's pump up the Kami and see if we can end it this turn. Well, not end it this turn anyway, but at least do a pretty good amount of damage in. But definitely next turn unless they can take care of my creatures. Down to 6 they go. A draw of the cards and their sagas tick up. And they go and pull a Calix from my graveyard. He's good, but I don't know if he's turned this around at 6 life good. Sorry. Make that 3 life. Kinda shocked that they're still fighting the good fight. Well, Jix's command is nice and all, but they do see that I have a removal in my hand, right? Well, we're going in for the kill. Oh come on. You wait that long and don't even let me get a swing in? Regardless. GG. Well, that's the end of the video. All in all, great deck and would recommend you give it a try. Thanks for the watch and don't forget to subscribe to see more videos from us. See you in the next video.